right, let's do this again. We haven't done this in a while. Okay, welcome everybody. This is the BearThoughts channel. We do this usually every Friday at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. I say usually because last week I got COVID again. Fair warning for anybody out there, this COVID is not as bad, but it's still not very good. So be sure to check your local listing. Okay, I'm gonna say this real quick. I heard some rumors that they're saying there might be another lockdown in October. I've heard rumors about another lockdown in October, and I'm going, that ain't gonna fly with a lot of people. Like this was pretty bad for me, but it wasn't as bad as the first time I got it. Um, did lay up in bed a lot. Brain fog was a thing. I did get tired a lot, but I wasn't completely dead in the water. but I was not like, wanting to get up and do things. I could do it. I just didn't want to. It didn't feel like very pleasant. And apparently people can get pink eye and get COVID. That's a thing. Yeah, my wife told me that there's been patients coming to her place with pink eye, and they've been swabbed and they had COVID. I'm like, so you telling me somebody, just took a little scratch and sniff, and then did a little yawn of the eye, and then got COVID? I don't know how you do that, but careful out there. It can show up in different ways. If anybody out there has a fetish, watch out. But yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a very unique way of doing it. I thought normally it's just airborne. I'll let everybody else know if for any reason you see Geo walking around in the background. Geo is my oldest dog. He's what? It might have like sent it to a different link, even though I had one already ready. I can see it already. It was supposed to be live sickness and problems, but it is COVID impact zone. Um, so I'm a yeah. I'm gonna have to get. Yeah, I'm gonna go and delete that one. Thanks for seeing that, because I wouldn't have seen it, and I would have left it there, and then people had that problem next week because they would never gone away. All right, so that's the thing. Okay, so let's just jump in that real quick since I was just talking about COVID impact, even though I got COVID. What's your thoughts of and to that? You had not been? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we gotta do some maneuvering. Oh, I can hear myself. Do some. Mm-hmm. Oh man, talking about mouse and keyboard. This mouse is finally going away. It's every now and then just not wanting to work anymore. Don't know what's going on with that, but right now it's working, so I'm happy. But I know it's I think it's a receiver. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, go for it, I guess. I think it would be a nice scene for because I think mouse keyboard is I'm more used to it, so I think it'd be nicer to play on. But I know some people like this, like my wife. She likes the simplicity of just the easy access buttons, and it's like there's, you don't need one hand on a mouse clicking this button and another hand on the keyboard clicking those buttons. She don't like reaching. She just likes to grab controller and just quick actions and the fingers. Yeah. Hmm. I think it's really. This is just my gripe. I think it was cool. I could get the glider and the sword thanks to y'all's help. Um, I just don't think it's fair that it unless you're playing on that console at that time, you can use that. It's like if I have a PlayStation and I can walk 5 feet and go play on that console to go and didn't get it, I should be able to. You're silent. Oh, okay. There's a problem. Okay, then it's on default. Okay, try
But
now.
anyway, what I was trying to say was is that I agree too. I don't think that the weapons should have been exclusive like that because that's kind of crappy.
Well, it's not like just exclusive, but it's also
But
you can't use it
I
at all unless you're on that console.
right, and supposedly the sword that they gave out at that time is one of the best swords you can get for traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Yet you can only use it on a PlayStation. I have it because I have a PlayStation, but I haven't been able to use it with him or do anything really with it because I mainly play on the PC, which is what I prefer to do when I'm not tired.
Mm.
But there's days I'm tired. I just want to fall back into my chair and I would rather play it from there.
Okay, so we're just for everybody else here. Sorry that it was muted. I didn't notice that, but thanks, Stealthy. She'd let us know. You can play on the PlayStation now with a mouse and keyboard, just as long as you have a good mouse and keyboard that can connect to your PlayStation. So if you're one of those people that like it, he has not played to that yet. We're talking about a little bit more of that because I have, without spoilers, because I want y'all to try it out. It is a free to play game by all means, and we've been playing it for the past 2 years now. Um, and then what else was there? And then we got into the PlayStation exclusive items that you can only play while you're on the PlayStation, even though it's on your account. Because I would be one of those people. If I'm just saying, if I'm one of those people that's playing on PlayStation, and then I switch over to my PC later in the evening, and I have those weapons on those characters I'm using, I'm gonna be really down annoyed. I have to change out all that stuff every single time just so I can play the game now on the PC. Like, okay, I got my glider on this character and the sword on this character. Well, now I can't use this character at all.
I think what they should have done is it's fine to do an exclusive release for a console, okay? But then after a few weeks, after the exclusivity has worn off, they should have done an event or something for the people running PC to at least have the option to claim it for the PC users.
Yes.
I would have been fine with that. I'd have been fine being a month behind someone because they had a console that I didn't. But I'm not fine with them never making it available on PC. That's not cool.
With all the things I love about Genshin Impact, there is some gripes about the game, and that's one of the parts I would say they do tend to make cool things for the game, and then after a while just kind of forget about them and never change anything about them, like ever. Like they're left in limbo when they were cool and now they're not, or they're the idea of it at the time was nice, but like update that so where it's actually feasible. And one of the things they added recently was the new background and change of the grouping or the selecting character screen, which now shows like an active background and your characters are in like a little pose. I think that's pretty kind of like it's not necessary, but it's nice. It's pretty. It's cool to look at. When you go to the screen, you don't just see this like this star spangled background and your characters are just standing there, look like they're bored. Now they're in a action pose or some kind of like interesting dynamic. That's nice. I have to say, I've been having no problems with swimming in Teyvat. Not an issue one bit. Only problem I'm having so far is traversing the ever scaling depths and heights that is now is no longer just upwards, now is downwards too. So traversing all that. Now the water combat is interesting. Have you noticed the water combat in the trailers?
I did notice in the trailer there was some water combat.
Okay, so water combat is not your character dropping your big old elemental abilities, right? Smacking the sword, flame sword, rock fall. No, it's not that no more. It is now you can whip somebody with like this water whip, but if you water whip a creature that is friendly with a little symbol above them, looks like they're ghosts, you'll get a different type of attack. Which, so far, I found it is an AoE explosion bubble shield, a bunch of bubbles, and air slice. That's your combat on all your characters. So that is interesting. Not saying I hate it, but it's not like I had these characters with some like their biggest attacks and combos. Now you pretty much doesn't matter. You can't go and set someone on fire and then put them out with some water or put some electricity on them or electric. No. There's none of that no more. Just set one character, unless the character's almost about to die, then switch over to another one. Stamina is not a problem because you'll regenerate stamina just floating there in the water. Swimming is pretty fast. It's pretty intuitive. It's not bad. I guess it has to be simple because it's going to be on a mobile phone as well. So it has to be very stupidly simple. And I feel like it is, but the combat is not very interactive anymore.
Well, I mean, I expected fire characters to not be very useful in the water. And I don't think you would want to pop off an electro character unless you want to be, part of the electrified area. But I don't know, man. And now that I think about it, most elements are pretty much nullified if you're surrounded by water.
Yeah, like not even Mona.
Water's pretty much the shit.
Yeah, Mona can't even do her attacks. You can't drop rocks. You can't drop ice. You can't. You don't need that. You just sit in one character. Now, this is just a me thing, just a me gripe. Okay, I know what kind of man I am. You know how when you climb up rocks and a certain angle, everything kind of goes blurry?
Yeah.
Well, now they have it when you're swimming. They have the certain area just entirely cluttered with just this blur water effect. Nothing, nowhere else. And I'm thinking, okay, Hoyo, I know there's some people out there that are a little different when it comes looking at the characters in video games, but this is getting ridiculous. They're swimming. Why is there a big old like dust cloud going around the keister area when you're swimming around? I thought that was so funny. I saw that. I'm like, wow, you might as well slap on here. You know, it's kid friendly. Kids, it's you still not done? She's trying to make my cut right now as we're speaking.
Yep. I can see that.
But yeah, they did it. They blurred the lower area of the body when you're swimming around. I thought that was kind of funny. But I haven't get into the story yet. Only thing I've done so far is a story about the Huh?
Is that okay? Boy, it looks like
Looks fine. Let me see it. You didn't want to do my mono one?
no, this is just a regular paper.
Okay.
I'm trying to see
It does look a little weird. Yeah, and like up here there's some weird.
some regular paper.
I notice. Just there's some lining going up and down and like this way. It's weird. So I've done those two storylines, but there is one event going on right now that I think is up for another 2 days. So you might want to get on it. It's fairly easy, just collecting some flowers and killing certain creatures in the zone. And then after that, you got to defeat the dancing pair of robot events, not event, but world boss, and then the crab, which I have not done yet. But there's like 2 days remaining. Okay. So if you want to get those primos, now's the time. Okay, so let's jump into the next game. And this is the game I sent to you the wording of it, and
yeah.
And I want you to look into it if you haven't already.
Yeah, I've looked at some of it. I replied back to you. I've looked at it a little bit, and I was thinking the exact same thing you were thinking when I looked at it.
Okay, so this game has been getting raving reviews, and probably justifiably, and it's not been on my radar in 2 games, because this is Border Gates 3.
3. Yes.
Now, this game is, I would say, almost a love letter to D&D.
Yeah.
It is a rolling game where everything goes. And I've watched some videos where literally almost everything goes. I've seen one person like put up like a barrels of bomb barrels all throughout the city and kill the entire town just because they could. And I'm not against the everything goes kind of situation, but I'm very much interested in this rolling system and characters, and then let your characters actually have impact on what happens in the world. If you want to, you can literally kill major characters in this game, which normal games you can't do that, right? It's just
no, you can't kill Zelda and Legend of Zelda.
It's like, you know what? I don't want you in the storyline no more. And kill. It's like, you can't have that. You need them. They're major characters.
Oh, I can see a big problem with that, because what I see is you find this one character that really irks the shit out of you, so you just massacre that fucker, and then you get to the end of the game, you're like, oh, you don't have this person available in the world to open this door, to finish the game. Sorry.
And okay, so a lot of people are giving us these raging reviews because it is a complete game. It is a finished game, a polished game, a love letter to, like I said, D&D. And a lot of people are loving the game, but a lot of developers are saying this game is unrealistic and setting a bad example for people's expectations of what video games should be. Because I don't know about you, but a lot of games I've noticed of late have been unfinished. Like there was something that they did not complete, and it was a buggy mess, or there were still like some things you got to update later on and fix. This game was a complete game from the start.
Well, what that boils down to is honestly part of that is them not getting it done, and the other part of that is the fan base rushing them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. If you've got this big franchise and you're developing the next part of that franchise, but your fans won't stop and they're raising hell, and you've got people above you going, get this shit done, satisfy people. You're gonna miss shit.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's impatience. You know, we have. I hate to say it, as gamers and people that play video games, we have come to feel like we're entitled to a certain release window. I want it done by this time, and because they're trying to satisfy us, they are also missing things. Whereas most people, this wasn't on their radar. They weren't really being pushed for it, so they took their time. They developed it. They got it. They got every little thing worked out. We found this bug. We do this. We fix that. That makes a huge difference. It'd be like your favorite anime, whatever it is. You're ready for the next season, but instead of giving them time to get it done, finished, and polished, the entire fan base goes up in arms because the end of season 2 finished, but there's no season 3 yet. We need it now. Now they're trying to satisfy you, and they're rushing through the material. Now it's not as good as it was in season 2.
I think some people's when some people say that, some people's argument usually behind it, and I'm gonna echo their sentiment, is game developers nowadays, since most games are online, always connected to the internet in some capacity, they always go, well, we'll get most of the game complete, but if there's any other problems, we can just send a patch and the problem's fixed. Rather than just let the game be complete in the whole, and then when the game sends out, and if there's some weird wackiness later on, somebody just discovered like a place they could jump down a hole to a bottomless pit, they can just set up a quick patch to fix that little thing. I think game developers, or at least players, are thinking game developers are too reliant on that notion. Like, oh, there's a problem, we'll just patch it later.
But what I'm saying is that the reason why they're willing to do that is to try to satisfy the release window that we want. We want it now, so they're releasing it now, knowing that, hey, if there's a problem, we're gonna have to patch it.
Yeah. This game did take over, I believe, 3 years to complete, and it was in what is that, like a Kickstarter kind of thing, so people were getting early access to it, so they were seeing how it was, and it wasn't in a great stage when it was in early access, and of course some people didn't get it very good reviews because it was not very good, but then again, it was early access. And I think, even though I am not usually a person that looks at border gates, this game has really caught my eye. And also the idea of being able to play with pretty much anybody across platform, and pretty much do a role of it's not D&D, but it's heavily inspired by it because there's a rolling system. So my mind immediately goes, this is D&D, and you can practically do anything you want to in your options. Like one option, you can make a goblin eat shit. So if you're allowed to do it, why not do it, I guess?
Right. Oh, by the way, just so you know, yesterday we got through the dragon in the stream, and we now have 3 dragoons.
Oh my god, I was so out of it. I gotta be watching.
No, dude, you're good. I knew that you weren't feeling good. I'm just giving you a heads up that we faced like 4 bosses, including the dragon, and now have a 3rd dragoon.
So you You've already blasted that far into it. Because last time I was watching, you were still in jail. Well, whatever
Yeah.
that prison cell area was.
No, we're way the hell past that shit.
God dang it. Then again,
And hell, at that point, we didn't have no dragoons. Now we have 3. And we've killed the commander of the knights of the bad guys, a firebird, a verge, a dragon, and beat the shit out of an evil dragoon.
do you have a strategy guide at your house for this game?
I do, but I haven't used it.
Okay, because I know how you normally go everything by memory, and I don't know if you have much of this game yet by memory, but I feel like you're blasting through it.
I remember this one pretty well up to a certain point. At a certain point, I'm probably going to be like, "Oh shit! Now where do I go?" But right now, we're still in the area that I remember very clearly.
Okay.
The only mistake I have made so far is I forgot where a path was, and had to go back and think about it before the next stream so that I could find it again.
Okay. I hate to jump back into the other game, but are you interested in trying it out with me? Because
I want to try it out. Yes,
okay.
I do want to try it out with you.
Because it has that co-op capability, and I think this would be like one of those games that maybe once in a week or so, we could just jump in and this.
We can figure something out. Well, me and you can talk about what when we can do it once a week and jump in and try it out. I think it's going to be fun. I just know me, and if I get pissed off, I might kill someone we're not supposed to. So you might have to keep me under control. The first time they're like, "You stepped on my bar stool," and be like, "Fuck you." Oh shit, we needed him 3 chapters from now. My bad.
He had to hit a pivotal point. I think it's gonna be interesting. Now tomorrow, I'm going to go and actually do my first gameplay of Pathfinder. At a associates. I call him associate because I don't really know the fellow that much. And so that's gonna be interesting. Trying that out for the first time. How much of D&D or stuff like that have you
back in the day, I was the dude in the basement with D&D. I haven't played in a while, so it would take me a little bit of time to get used to that play style again. But back in the day, I was the guy that hovered over the board every chance I got.
Okay, so you wouldn't shy away from like, hey, you want to come play D&D? You're like, no, that's for nerds.
No, I wasn't that guy. No, I was the guy going, y'all can come over to my house. I got chips and drinks.
I'm saying I feel like it's getting more to the point where people should have more like I said last week, not last week, last 2-3 weeks ago, more outdoor activities, more reason to go out and being social. But I feel like games like this are becoming in popularity where it's almost cool to do it. And I wish I would have done it when I was younger, but there was no one around me that was going, this is like, coming up to me, just openly saying, I play D&D. Would you like to play with us? I didn't know nobody in my school.
We had plenty of people around me that did it, and the jacked up thing is it was everybody from muscle bound freaks to the nerds in the corner. Everybody played. FYI, I'm going to finally get the Outsiders Mark here in October to match one of my favorite games, Dishonored.
Okay, so yeah.
So be prepared. So in October there will be some new ink show up here. Also, I'm taking this one after our appointment tomorrow to try to go swimming around where some big cows might show up in the water.
Yeah, I still want to go kayaking that one spot you sent me the pictures of. I see that'd be beautiful.
We're going to a place that's very similar to that in respect of the type of water it is, and that there is a spring there like that, but it's just a swim area.
Yeah.
And sometimes, right on the other side of the swim area divider, a pod of manatees will show up.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I don't really know JJ about Pathfinder systems, so I don't really know like too much about it. I know it's similar to D&D. I know I'm much more this person that is it's more simple it is, the better it is for me to learn. If it's complex or convoluted, I will usually get lost in the weeds. I'm hoping it's not that bad, or it's one of those things that once you do it once, you just kind of pick up on it.
yeah, I used to collect comic books a lot and spend a lot
Oh,
of time in
typically.
places like that. So I would I spent a lot of time collecting those, reading those, hanging out with people that play D&D. Matter of fact, I was also a huge Magic the Gathering nut back in the day too. So yeah, all that stuff was part of me when I was younger.
I guess I wasn't running around the right crowds because I would have totally done it. Um, I would have
Dude,
been.
we had people, we would do D&D games, and that would be part of our sneaking off with alcohol without the adults type shit. That's how deep into D&D was.
Okay. For like my D&D week was pretty much like everybody coming over to my best friend Michael Guerrero's house and play Xbox. But that was like pretty much it. But no one was going around and let's say buying the books for Pathfinder for D&D and getting the cardboard cutout and somebody making the universe or taking it from one of the books and being a dungeon master.
D&D board.
Yes, we do, technically. Because my Legend of Dritz is a Dungeon and Dragons game.
D&D is definitely at least far as I know, is it a very expensive game to get into? But once you have everything, you're good to go. Unlike I want to say Metal Gear, but some other board games out there with figurines. But the books are so expensive. I don't know how people afford that. And Pathfinder seems to be the same thing where, like, the guy brought over, when he came over to my house a couple weeks back to help me build my character, came over with like stack of books. And I know each one of those books were like $50, $60 a book. And that doesn't account for everything else he had going on for him. You know, all the dices, all the mini figurines and stuff like that. And we talked about 3D printing because I'm the one that got him into it. I'm a salesman. I'm the one that got him into it. He didn't even remember that. I'm like, I'm literally the one that told you about it. He wants to try to do it as a business. Good luck for him, right?
How'd your dice turn out?
My dice, they turned out good. I just need to find out where my so I got me some polishing wheels and a polishing waxy stuff, whatever it's called, but I don't know where my pins that hold the little spinning spot in for my drill bit is at. I gotta find it because I need to get that out and actually just really get a good sheen on them.
We got the hammerhead shark project done for a friend of ours at work, and it turned out amazing. Stealthy painted that rock and seabed and the pylon that it was attached to.
Mm-hmm.
The shit looked like it had real barnacles on it, dude.
Yeah, that figurine did look pretty good. Then again, it was pretty good, nice and clear. But yeah, the figurines, the map, the 3D maps. You're gonna buy any like let's say the creatures from the thing as well. Those can get pretty big. I've seen like some literally like 12 inches tall, like the dragon ones, and of course, getting everybody to come over and then feasting. They want to do barbecue, which I'm not against barbecue. I'm just not a big fan of just like plain barbecue. When I think of barbecue, I think of like barbecuing like some hot dogs, some sausages, some hamburgers, that's barbecue to me. But most people just like, oh, just put some barbecue on it. I'm like, that's boring. I kind of want something a little more.
I'm gonna barbecue some ribs, or I'm gonna grill some burgers, or I'm gonna make some hot dogs, or I'm not about the here's a burger, now pour some barbecue sauce on it. Look, you have barbecue. No,
Yeah.
no, that's not barbecue. That shit is not barbecue.
That's barbecue seasoning, okay?
Yes, yes. Like, you know what I got going right now in the crock pot?
Mm,
I have boneless, skinless chicken thighs in a crock pot, and it has a hot wing based sauce that it's cooking in right now.
that's not. Oh, that's nice. My friend would always be like, "Yo, man, I went out and got Oz this," and I'm like, "Cool, I just spent $100 for 3 books of werewolves, the
Werewolf the Apocalypse and
start
a starter deck for it.
Magic the Gathering." Man, I know Magic the Gathering. It seems like a lot of old games are picking up speed of lately.
Dude, I still have my 3-ring binder with all my Leafs of Magic the Gathering cards in it. I even have some chaotic cards and some Pokemon card. I got all that shit still in 3-ring binders put up.
Oh man, my okay. Well, I have both of my Pokemon ones right here. I got another one. I got to fill it. But so I saw my wife told me about this the other day, where apparently at an auction, one of those auction, not would say websites, but when those people like walk in with auction stuff, and people have them estimate their stuff there, and they can auction them off afterwards if they want to, or they can get it appraised. Apparently, somebody walked in, like some older lady walked in with her son, her passing son's Magic the Gathering collection, and they had a Black Lotus in there. And I'm like,
Holy shit.
my wife's like, how'd you know? Well, like, that's the one card everybody knows. Black Lotus. It's like it's the card everybody knows of because of how much it costs. So, like I was thinking, God dang it, this grandma's walking around with a couple grand in her from her son's passing, and she's like, I'm gonna make bank today. I'm like, man, you know how many people want that card?
If they knew that card was in that book when you was walking through the parking lot, you probably got bopped on the head, lady.
Yeah. So it'd be like, somebody come up to me and going, first edition Charizard. Do you want it?
Yeah.
Yes, I want it. Holographic? Yes,
Oh.
please. Thank you.
I just finished printing all the parts for the Sub-Zero Squirtle.
Yes, I saw that print the other day.
In that translucent blue.
Yeah.
So here shortly, it'll be cleaned up, cured, and I'll be putting that together. And dude, that curing chamber, that giant curing chamber I built,
Yeah.
that thing works phenomenally.
Quick timer on that thing.
Dude, I can take an entire print set of parts and just lay it in there, turn it on, set a timer, walk away, timer goes off, done. Now all that needs to be done is shit needs to be polished or painted. Like all her parts for her decayed master sword's done.
Mm-hmm.
She just has to do any little fine detail sanding that she wants to do, and then we have to buy her some paints, and she can go to town.
I saw somebody actually try to sell that exact sword 3D printed for like $150 or $168. I'm like, Corval printed that. I know that's nowhere near that price. It's just time and effort. My introduction into role playing was Battle Master and Hero Quest. I think I've heard of Hero Quest. I have not heard of Battle Master.
Same.
I don't think I've ever heard of Battle Master. Heroes Quest, I think I have heard of. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping it's going to be fun. Hope it's something I can do like on a weekly basis. Only problem is my wife's going with me and she is not into it. She will not be trying it out. She is not that kind of person. So she'll be sitting there bored out of her mind while I'm dorking out playing Pathfinder for the first time. I'm just hoping it's a good experience, and I'm hoping everybody gets along with each other. My character is kind of the same character that I've been thinking about for a while. It's gonna be a dwarf. It's gonna be apparently I forget. It's not a shaman. It's kind of like an avatar, but I don't want to say homebrewed it. We kind of changed a few things. I'm trying to make it look like a shaman in a sense. Dwarf. He's gonna be old. He's gonna be into tree imps, where they're gonna call, and I hope it's gonna be a fun time, and hope we're gonna get into combat tomorrow. Because honestly, I don't mind the talkie points, but sometimes I do want to get to what the actual game's about, and that's fighting stuff. right? Am I wrong?
No, you're right, but that's one of the challenges to play in any kind of game like D&D or Pathfinder or anything else. You got to deal with the story to get to the action.
Yes. I'm afraid I'm gonna be one of those people that's like, hey, I'm gonna start I'm gonna start a fight. Y'all cool with that? Cause I want to hit something. I want to see what happens when I roll the dice. Like that's gonna be the part where I'm gonna be truly feeling like I'm part of the interaction for once, because I'm gonna be rolling a dice. And that's why I'm really hoping that you can get the game so we can see what kind of craziness we get up to. There's so many good videos online of people already making great content in this game of for anybody does not know, we were talking about earlier, Baldur's Gate. I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna make my character tonight, and if I have to, I'll make another account, or not an account, make another another save file, make another character with you, and oh yeah. If y'all have not, if I've not said it before in the past, my Geo's waking up, getting up. Gio's having problems walking. We're getting him a wheelchair. If you see that, he's still in good health. He's still very much energetic. He's still very much wants to eat. He still uses the bathroom. He's just having problems walking. And when it's time to eat, he will get up and run as fast as he can, even though his back legs are giving out on him. So mind that. We're working with him. He's still good. Just either hurt his back legs or he's losing muscle, which I'm gonna try to work those back legs. I've seen videos online where people were just like taking back legs and moving them and trying to getting the muscle flow back into them, and I'm gonna try to be doing that for them. Try to get those muscles.
I've seen some videos too where people buy like a really cheap little treadmill, and they set it on the lowest possible setting, and you get the animal up on it and get them to start walking, and just get them to walk about 10 minutes a day on it to try to rebuild that muscle. I even seen one lady, she had trouble with getting her her dog to walk on it, and she didn't want to be one of those people where she basically leashes the dog up to it where he has to walk on it, because that's kind of mean. What she did was build 3 sides and left the back open, out of like some cardboard, and then she would sit the food dish up on the front part of it that doesn't move, and the dog would get up on it and walk while it ate, and that's how she helped hers do it voluntarily, I guess, without like a leash holding them there. And so he was eating and exercising at the same time, and then by not leashing them, if it does get tired, it could still get off out the back. It wasn't like a you're in prison type situation. It was like, look, if you want to eat some food, you got to get up there and walk a little bit. You get tired, you just get off. You can come back and eat some more later.
They have the treadmills where you can leash them and it only goes as fast as they walk.
Yeah. I've seen those before. I see some dogs just booking on those things too. So some dogs love those things. Okay, Tibbers brought up the Warhammer thing. See, what the problem is, Warhammer's not only just it's just super expensive, it's nothing but just like combat scenarios. Like that's all I've ever.
I got a friend at work, and that's what he does. He plays the shit out of some Warhammer, and he is constantly putting new models together to build his army, better and stuff like that. And he'd be one of the first ones to tell you, yes, that shit is not cheap. That game is definitely for. That's what you damn near need to be a single man or woman with nobody else to be responsible for to be able to play it.
Yeah, no kids. So I some people just absolutely love the universe of that game. It's not even like they like the stories or the world that they play in of their character. It's just like the universe itself that they're highly into. I know one YouTuber that absolutely loves the orcs in the game, like loves the orcs because they are so like battles their life, but they're definitely one of those people that's like never give up on trying new things, never give up on learning what you're good at and getting it better. They're just gun ho.
Like my friend, he's big into the mechs. So like he has a huge freaking mech army. I mean, huge. So it's like he's got like I was picking at him one day because he was showing me his non-mech characters,
Mm-hmm.
but then he was showing me his mech characters. It's like I told him, I was like, you got like 5 mechs for every non-mech character. I mean, shit, they don't even need to go to the battle. They can sit at home and play cards and watch the robots fight it out.
Oh man. Okay, so yeah, I think that's really cool. Of course, I like figurines like everybody else does. So that is a very if you're a figurine person and you like that aesthetic, whether it be the amalgamation of orcs, mechs and devices, or the almost military styling of some of the more military grouping or fantasy groups. The guy I'm told doing Pathfinder, he wants to make his own version of pretty much what Warhammer is, where characters and factions and a lot of figurines going with it. And I think that's be passionate what you like, know what you're good at, and do it. And I think I'm good at streaming, so that's what I do.
So, I want to ask you a question. Not trying to jump off the subject, but
It's
it just
all right.
popped into my mind. So, I'm a little bit of a geek with older movies, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like Neverending Story, Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was tooling around on the web and come across a collector's edition version of the book in Neverending Story with Arn, the whole 9 yards on it. The story is in the book, everything.
Yeah.
Also come across a collector's edition Dark Crystal book and a collector's edition of the red bound story for Labyrinth that you see Jennifer Connelly toting in the movie at the beginning of the movie. All of them up for sale.
Huh.
So I'm like looking at this going, I have to be good. I cannot spend the money. I have to be good. I cannot spend the money. But dude, it is difficult.
Okay,
It's
so
like I grew up on those movies.
yes. So are those books in your mind a sense of entertainment or a sense
Yes.
of like for some people that would just be like it is just the book's cover. That's all I pretty much want. I don't care what's the content inside of it. I just want the thought of the book.
Nah, like looking at them. So what they did is they took the Neverending Story,
Mm-hmm.
made it into a book with the cover from the book in the movie. So I would definitely sit and read it and collect it and put it on the shelf and be happy that it's there, but I would also use it and read it. It's the same with the Labyrinth. It's the same with the Dark Crystal. I would love to have them on the shelf as collectors so people can see them back there.
Mm-hmm.
But that does not mean that the nerd in me will not pull them down and read the shit out of them.
Let's see. Unless you play their tabletop RPGs, which is Rogue Traders or Dark Crusade. I don't really know what that means. But anyways, so yeah, I'm definitely one of those people that would, if I got a book, I would want to read it. That's why I like manga, because even when the power goes in our house, I told my wife the other day, like, this is why I like manga. Because when the power goes out, I still can read my manga. When the internet goes out, I can still read my manga. My tablet breaks, my computer breaks, I can still read my manga. I like that notion of entertainment.
Crimson has gotten really into manga as of late. So
okay. Which you start off on? I think he told me this before.
He picked it himself. I think the first one was a Pokemon based one.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't remember what the second one was, but I think I'm gonna.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Offer the ability to read the manga of Transformers you sent me, but he's gonna have to be in the room where I'm at to touch those books.
Yeah. Oh, I saw a cute video. It's very cute. I don't know if it was staged or real, but a dad went to the bookstore with his son, went to the manga section, and told his son to pick up a manga. The first book he grabbed was Berserk. The dad went, nope.
Not that one.
Later.
You're not ready for that one.
So I was like, oh, that would be me, but me, I would be like, okay, sure, but just let you know,
Your mom's gonna kill you if she catches it in your hand.
I'm reading it with you. Just I'm gonna be right behind you, like, Daddy, reading me the story. Okay, my son, let me tell you the story about Berserk. Flip to the pages. That would be me.
They also had the Princess Bride book too. I remember that too.
Oh, okay. Which Hopi also talking to that one guy about the collector edition for Breath of the Wild, right? Like that.
Yeah,
That's still going.
we're still talking to him.
All right, good, because I'm still hoping for good news. Okay, so those are versions of like RP, like role playing versions of Warhammer. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't see anybody or hear anybody replaying those versions. They versions just like, hey, you want to get together and do some battles with your collection of figurines in mind? I'm just wondering, like, for Warhammer collectors out there, Tibbers, you can maybe tell this. How do you like go to your friend's house toting all those figurines? You just get a bin and just drop them all inside of there? Because I think you feel really nervous dropping all my figurines together. Because if you've ever been put figurines together in a box before, stuff like to rattle, and when stuff rattles, things come apart. So, and of course, they're hand painted too. So, how do you keep those figurines from breaking apart when you're toting them around in a bin or something?
I would assume they're using some kind of a stackable bin system that has like dividers in it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
So
some
like
foam.
they have one that has like all their orcs in individual little cubbies in it, and one that has all their mechs in individual cubbies, and that's what I would assume.
I would that and foam. That would be me. I don't want none of that stuff jarring around a little bit, especially if I put it all together. Then I hand painted all of it. I want to treat that thing like gold. And there's some people out there actually make some real good money just buying modeling kits or having people send model kits and painting them for them and then sending them back. That there's some good money in that for people that were interested in it. Because some people are like, hey, I know I'm not good at it, so here's money, do it for me. If you really like that, I would say go for it. But yeah, I would say if we
So they have just pen and paper versions of the RPGs. Okay, that's kind of cool. So no figurines required. Just you need to have someone for the storyline and pen and paper to write the attacks when rolls and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's like I can't afford it, but we can play them. Okay, we can play out the the greatest computer in the world. Our minds is of imagination. I'm okay with that. I just don't know anything about the game, and I'm sure that'd be a very deep dive system trying to learn all the classes and
so,
all the variations of that class to really figure out. And I'm sure there's a standardized how many you can have, how many large, how many small, how many inventory, how many mechs, and all stuff like that. So I'm sure there's a scaling system, and you would really need a deep dive into that, then write all that stuff down. I know some people out there literally play Pokemon that don't actually have those have certain Pokemon cards, and they'll print them out and put them in sleeves and like, hey, I know I don't have this card in real life, but it's what I need for my deck. And some people allow that because like, hey, you just don't have the good luck in life. You can't you just magically wish a card to come into life into your pack so you can put it in your deck that you need this certain card.
Which is why one of the reasons I started making cards.
Which I hope you'll have the whenever you get time to get the TGC invocation cards done.
I'm working on them. I've got a couple things. We've gotten slowed up a little bit because of the art tablet not functioning. But hopefully, here in the future we'll remedy it. But like, I mean, the whole reason like I started printing these was because I wanted to play this game and couldn't afford to buy the cards.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever complete the set?
Yes.
Okay.
This set is done. I can print a complete set of these.
I couldn't remember. Did you ever send a pack over to Lord Pestilence or whoever wanted the set of it?
I sent a pack out to somebody. I don't remember who it was.
Well, okay. I think the the Genius Vacation card thing could be a real fun thing to play, especially if you know at home. And again, it's one of those things where I know if power, or electricity, world ever goes to hell, it's nice just to be able to pull out a physical game and just play it. And that's the same thing for video games, where I don't want them online all the time because I know if life ever goes bad and I can't afford internet no more, I can still play my video games. I like that notion where I don't need to be always online in order to play a video game. And more of that is better. What you got, Nani? She has a tendency of grabbing a bowl that's for the cats and picking it up and act like it's a chew toy. So it has a bunch of bite marks all over it, and she's so special. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I showed you it earlier, but I don't want to let everybody else know that we will be making our own cups. Not this one because, well, I'm sure it's trademark. But we are now able to make our own cups. So I will be designing some cups. So if anybody wants to buy some actually personally made cups from me, we can do that. Or if there's a certain thing you want, we can talk about that as well. But my wife been working on this for a while, but she's just like me, a slow person to get everything set up and actually everything running so we can actually do it. Her hobbies take a long time to get them. Hey, my cup, which is still warm. We went for Piccolo.
Nice.
Because Piccolo is my favorite character of GBZ. I have a lot of Piccolo's merchandise. So yeah, Piccolo. I thought we were doing Mona, but it's okay. Do they make bigger cups of these? Yeah. Because I don't know about everybody else, but like this is my normal cup. This, and even this sometimes not enough. Like this is. Oh yeah, it looks great, honey. Like this is like, hey, let's do a trip somewhere, and I just want to bring some.
Well, that fits in the cup holder in the car, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So yeah, I think it looks great, honey. I still want the Mona one too, but
It's like my Genshin cup that Paul got his wife to make for me.
yeah, it's the same one, right? Like it's just.
Yes, the same cup.
So I think this is great, and it's so weird. Like this is. It looks like it's behind the plastic rather than on top of it because of that clear sheen, right? So I'm looking at this going, how's this possible? Why does it look like it's behind a plastic sheet when it's actually been printed straight on it? It's so cool. I love this. I hope they got bigger cups out there because this is itty bitty.
It does have there are bigger cups. The only problem is if they're not all, if the cup is not the whole thing is the whole same size and you have like step downs like your normal cup does,
Yeah.
then you have trouble with it laying, I guess, without bubbling.
True. So yeah, I can get that, but maybe this will cut down on how much I drink. I've been sick, so I need a lot of, right? It's just how it goes. I've been sick. I need a lot of drink. I'm a thirsty man.
I drink a lot of fluids too. I'm not gonna lie, all
That's
kinds.
one way to say it. He said he's a thirsty man.
Yeah, he's thirsty, all right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hide it.
Especially if they got them nice cheekies
Oh man,
hanging back there. He's thirsty.
My wife was asking me like, okay, what kind of cup you was looking at? Oh, you want? I was going through like so many pictures online. I'm going, that looked nice. But I was thinking, like, what is everybody gonna think if I pull up a cup and I'm drinking from it and all I see is nothing but ass all around the damn cup? That'd be a little weird. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna choose some characters I actually like. But then,
It fits your personality. Nobody would think that's weird.
It's not that. We all know what he is.
He's a booty man.
Anybody who knows you, watch your streams, watch your podcast, knows. Yep, that's about right.
Booty.
I was like, oh man, I could just put butts all over this thing. But I went and did some more tasteful. I even have a Mona that's tasteful. that I've done as well, which has not been put in a cup yet. But okay, so that is it for this week. Yep, we're right on time. Do you have anything you want to discuss or chit chat about?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna go eat in a minute and watch some more of my show.
All right.
You gonna stream?
I am. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make at least one of my characters, and I'm gonna try I'm gonna try the Boulder Gate out and see how it goes. And then, like I said, if Corvo gets it, we can start a new campaign and just go from there. I'm okay with it because
I want to try it. I just gotta get funds to buy it. But as soon as I buy it, I'll send you a message and let you know so we can do like a. I want to do like a little test piece on it first before we do it on stream.
Go back to that other game that we bought that we never did really play too much of.
Which one was that?
The Dark Alliance or whatever.
Oh yeah, we need to do that. Forgot about that.
A lot of online games.
Well, I mean, you can join it from you can join it. I think it's even cross compatible.
It is.
If they've released it on PC, that's one that I would like. If we're gonna test Baldur's Gate 3, I would like for you to test that game with us because you could play any of the three.
No, it's 4.
Or 4 characters.
What's the name of it?
And it's based.
There's Dritz. There's.
Hang on. I think it's just called Dark Alliance. Hang on. She's checking. Hold on. But I'm almost positive it's Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance.
Oh yeah, okay. I think Tibbers, actually not Tibbers, Petty told me about this game.
I have it.
It's relatively cheap compared to Baldur's Gate.
I have it on PlayStation 4. Me, Rollover, and Stealthy started messing around with it, but we never got too deep into it.
Mm-hmm.
But you remember that book series that I'm so into? It's based on those characters.
Yeah, and the elf is the
Dritz Duarden. He's the primary protagonist in the books.
Okay, all right. Well, that's not a very expensive game. Thanks to Tibbers, I was able to get not Borderland. Borderland.
There you go. This one.
Okay, yeah, that's what I got pulled up. I got it up on Steam. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3.
In case you were wondering, I kind of like Baldur's Gate. I even have Dark Alliance 1 and 2.
Yeah, so yeah, we need to play that game.
Baldur's Gate for the older versions too.
Hopefully soon.
Yes, I do.
So anyways,
but yeah, we need to test that out. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, more collab streams. I would like that.
Yeah, we need to do that. I think it's running $60 for Baldur's Gate 3 right now. Something like that.
It's usual standard price, not the $70 that some games have been doing. Which I appreciate them going, you know what, we're not doing $70. We're doing $60.
Yeah, I mean it's only $70 if you want to buy the digital deluxe DLC to go with it. So yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Okay, so I will be streaming here in a while. I'm gonna eat something, of course. Then I'll go live. We're trying out Baldur's Gate. I'm gonna make my character, and we'll see how it goes. See what kind of things we get into. I hope you're all looking forward to it. And I will see y'all, for those who are on the podcast. See y'all next week. As always, have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye. 1, 2, 3, 4.